Hello. The purpose of this video is to explain very shortly the methodology used for monitoring of minority media coverage in Estonia. I will tackle both some organizational issues and also technical issues related to this project. We started monitoring in fall 2011. First, it was part of my own class on the MA level program. My class was on the subject of nationalism, and every student was required to write a research paper. The data for the research paper came from media coding of media coverage of minorities in Estonia. In the beginning of the project, we picked up, we did a pilot study, and we picked up 9 different minorities to be covered, like Russian language population, disabled persons, sexual minorities, etc., etc. At the end, we figured out that the named 3 minorities are the biggest in Estonia, and we in our monitoring we focus on these groups. We started this monitoring last fall, and last spring 2012, Institute of Communication of Tallinn University joined the project, and they did the second stage of monitoring. And now we are in the third stage, and in the future we will see that local press unit in Estonia will take over the monitoring activity. University will be part of that, but our idea is that mostly local press unit will be doing this monitoring. Now, I would like to shortly explain the content of an Excel file, which is a coding template for the project. There are several items which we coded, and just the purpose of my introduction is to tell what are the main ideas behind these items which we coded. Altogether, we have here 10 different columns on the Excel file. We start with keywords. The example you can see on the monitor is just one article which was published in newspaper Postimees in Estonia, and it is about Roma people and how they are doing in labor market in Estonia. So the first column in our Excel file is keyword used to monitor in respect of all minorities. We first picked up certain keywords, stereotyping keywords. For example, in respect of Russian language population in Estonia, there is one specific keyword which is tibla, which is used quite often, and this is one example what we coded. Next column is about the source. Altogether we covered 4 different online sources in Estonia, which are Postimees, Sõnumileht, Õhtuleht, Eesti Päevaleht, and Delfi. Actually, one can say that these 4 online sources form a kind of mainstream of Estonian online media. Further, there is a column in respect of type of article. We distinguished between 6 different types, like foreign news, Estonian news, opinion articles, etc., etc. And in our analysis, we figured out that this is very important item to be coded. For example, our analysis of data indicated that most most intensive stereotyping in Estonia is targeted towards black people and Muslim. And in the beginning it was quite a surprising finding, because in Estonia there are very few black people and Muslims. Our analysis indicated that mostly these articles come from foreign media. This was foreign news. So this kind of coding is very important to understand what is going on in media landscape. Next item we coded is content of the article, which means we wanted to know into what kind of context a particular minority is located. For example, this particular example on the monitor you can see is about Romas. The issue is unemployment, and the article discusses why so many Roma people are unemployed. So one can say that this is a kind of negative. It is the content article is discussing is negative. The next item we coded is tone of the article. Tone used by the author of the article or spoke persons in the article, and we distinguished between positive, neutral and negative tones, which is also quite important for analysis. Further, very important section in the template is called voice of minority. The question is if in particular article voice of minority is represented or not, which means if an author is writing a negative article about certain minority, if the author gives also word to a representative of this particular minority to explain. And the last substantive column we coded was topic. We distinguished between topics like work, education, culture, history, memory, relation to majority, etc., etc. So these are the main items we coded in our template. We gathered material about 9 different minorities, and on the basis of data we have carried out analysis. In May 2012 we carried out international conference in which the data was presented. Sorry?
You can read more about this in our newsletters.
And I would like to finish by saying that you can read more about the results of the analysis in our newsletters, which you can find in our website.